13 spot, just ahead of OG Anunoby. Moving on from OG, the stud, the defensive star, we have a former NBA champion back when he played with Golden State. You guys probably already know who I'm talking about. He's not in the limelight like he used to be, but he is a great third star on that Sacramento team. We have Harrison Barnes at number 14. Great player.
Yeah, definitely not a guy who necessarily we don't mean is going to be an all-star, but in terms of a guy like you said who could be a three, he's basically just like a bit less version of a Chris Middleton, where he's going to do a lot of the right things both on the offense and defensive end of the floor.
Yeah.
He's able to hit the clutch shots, like we've seen in the past, and he's a guy who, even though I feel like a lot of people critique him for being overpaid, at this point in the NBA, I feel like his contract's actually pretty fair. I don't know what you think.
Very reasonable. He signed it last year with Sacramento. He's on a declining contract right now where he gets paid 22 this year, which is less because of COVID, of course. And then he gets paid 18 on his last year, which would be going into 2023. That's a 3-year contract. So that's between 18 to 20 million for a guy who puts up consistently between 15 to 20 points, puts up that 5 rebounds, that moves the ball. He's also an above average defender. He's a great 3-point shooter. He was essentially, back when he was at Golden State, he created, maybe not created, but he was the epitome of a 3-and-D player. He was that player that everyone wanted on their team as that third, fourth, or fifth guy. The guy who's going to move the ball, who's going to make the smart play. He's going to play hard-nosed defense. He's just a great small forward because he does all the little things. I know I've said that a lot during all these rankings, people that do the little things, but someone like Harrison Barnes is also in the prime of his career. He'll be 28 next year. He's in a perfect position over in Sacramento where they're actually going to be a playoff team in the next couple of years, and they're going to look really good. Maybe at that point, the media is going to stop undervaluing someone like Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, and
I
I
started every year of his career.
not only started not only started every year of his career, but also has hardly missed any games. I mean, throughout his career, the most amount of games he missed in a year was, I believe, 16, and that was one time. He only played less than 77 that one time. Or sorry, other than last year because COVID again. And he's a guy too. Last year he was second in
Still
minutes.
played 72 games last year.
Yeah, and second in minutes for small forwards with 34.1. So it's not like it's a guy who's playing every game because he's out there 30 minutes, gets him rest. Like, no, every game he's out there, he's putting in
And
his
he's playing hard.
exactly. He's not a bad team. Like they get plowed through a lot of times. He has to go through a lot of shit, as bad as it sounds to say. And he does, like he takes it on the chin and he's confident obviously that with his capabilities he's gonna help his team grow, maybe even to a
They've
playoff
been getting
series.
better.
Exactly.
They've been getting better, and he probably wishes he was still on Dallas. Oh, he would look perfect between Doncic and Porzingis. But the Sacramento team's up and coming. They're a really good team right now between Darren Fox. They still, of course, have Harrison Barnes. We were talking about Marvin Bagley in our videos recently. That team's very solid, and Harrison Barnes is a big part of that. He learned from a lot of vets when he was really young in his career, and now he's teaching these younger players, and he's not that old himself. Like I think Harrison Barnes in the last decade, he's only 28. He's not old. He's in the prime of his career. He is gonna put up a 18 and 5 year for the next 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah,
It's great for Sacramento. They're in a great position.
yeah, and ultimately, like we've said, like small forward might not be as deep, but Sacramento does have, like you said, a top 20 small forward in for at least the long term if they keep Harrison Barnes. And when you have other guys like De'Aaron Fox, Hassan Whiteside, who has Whiteside made our top 10 for centers. Fox, we haven't seen
Yep.
yet for the point guards, but he's probably going to be pretty high. That's at least three players who are going to be top 25 at their positions. So that's looking real good for
Bagley,
Sacramento in that regard. But yeah, there you go. There's another guy. He's 15. So there's 4 guys who are top 15 at their position, arguably. So that's looking real good for Sacramento.
definitely.
Absolutely. And then, ironically, I think you said Dallas. I could be mistaken, but do we have a Dallas guy next?